Hello guys, welcome to the channel. In this video, I will explain a complete QGIS tutorial for you. So the first thing you have to do is to download the software. Simply go to your browser and browse download QGIS. So you can click on this link. Then once you click on this link, you'll be brought here. Then you can go to skip and go to download. So once you're on this page, you can simply download the long time release of this version. So we can have your file being downloaded. So once your file is downloading, you can let it finish and you can install it. Double click on the file and install it properly. So the next thing you have to do is to open up your software, which we have. You can browse it by QGIS. Then you can open it up. This is the latest QGIS version. You can have higher version in future. So this is the interface of QGIS. So if you are new, this is how it's going to have it. Then the first thing you have to do is to create a new project. So once you create a new project, you can save the project. You can save the project as QGIS practice. Then you can save the project to any of your location. So in this is the QGIS title. This is the title of the project you're working on. Then these are the menu. So we have the QGIS, the software menu. So you have the project menu. You can do any of this within the project menu. We have the edit menu. We can do any of this within the edit menu. We have the view menu. We can do any of these to zoom in, zoom out, do the zoom full. One of the important part of the view menu is to add more panel. So you can add more panel. You can also add more toolbox. Example of panel we have this order panel. I can uncheck this. We have the browser panel. We have this. We can add more panel. For example, I can add the layout panel. So we have the layout panel here. So this is the browser panel, the layout panel. You can add it, you can remove them too. So we have the toolbox. So example of toolbox are these. So we have the toolbox. These are toolbox. You can move them around. You can adjust them the way you want. Then these are a form of shortcut to whatever you want to do on the software. So you can add more toolbox here. You can add them or remove them. You can toggle to full here, to full mode. We have the heat being in full mode. So now we have the layout panel, the layout menu. So this the layout menu. You can copy style, paste style. We have the setting menu. We have the plugin menu. You can add plugin by clicking here and add more plugin or uninstall another plugin. We have the vector menu. The vector menu is for you to work on vector file or vector data. You can do any of this within the vector data. We have the raster. This is when you have a raster data that you want to work on. Then we have the database, the web, the mesh, the processing tools. You can open the processing tools by clicking on the toolbox. This is the panel for the processing toolbox. You can close it back. You can also check for help to know the latest version of your QGIS handcode. So this is the browser panel you can have. So the first thing we have to do here is to work with a vector file. So you can simply click here to bring in vector file. This is once you click on the data source, or you can go to layer and add or create a layer. You can add layer by clicking here to add layer, or you can simply click on this shortcut to add the vector file. Then browse for your file. I have the download file. As this, we have this, so we can select the vector file. Vector file are files that has the .shp, so you can simply select those one with .shp. So you can look for them, and so we have this for the map of Nigeria. So if you are new to this channel, if you want to download this is example of a shapefile, the administrative border shapefile. You can check out our video on how to download administrative border shapefile. So the next thing we have to do is to work with this map to create a map. You can see this layer. You can check the property by right clicking on each of this layer and check any of these. You can copy or show label to show the name of the place. You can right click again and go to property. You can change the color, which is to go to symbology. You can change the color to another color, let's say for example green. You can indicate the labeling. If you are working on administrative tool, you have to select. You make sure you select a single label. You can now browse for the label, you have to pick the name underscore 2. The name underscore 2 is the actual name of this file, so you can click on apply, and we can have the name of these are the local governments in Nigeria. Then you can also do the same thing on this. You can arrange the layer based on how you appear. You can uncheck it to show, or check this one to show. You can zoom to full here. So with this, you can have the name showing. You can right click again and click on show label. So we have right click again and click on property, and we have hit as _1. Then we have apply, we have okay. So these are the names of Nigerian states. So the next thing is to work with this map. So you can also extract more map out of this. You can have let's say we would like to work with this Niger state. You can right click and click on open table attributes. Then you can locate the state you are trying to work with, the Niger state. So you can scroll through it. This is Niger state. Once you select it, you can close this tab, and you can see it's been selected here. Then you can right click and click on export selected. You can export this selected as a new shapefile. You can right click and make sure you are selecting the shapefile format. Then you can put it to your location. I can put it to this place. I can write Niger state. Then you can click on save. Then you can click on OK. So we have the new map here. Now we have the state of Niger state here. Then you can also right click and show the label. You can right click and go to property and make sure you are picking the right format of the label, which is _1, name _1. You can click on apply and click on OK. So this is Niger state. Then the next thing you have to do is to work with the map, to create a map using this software. So to create a map is you have to go to the project menu, go to new print layout. So once you click on this new print layout, you have to create a layout. So you can put in Niger state. So once you click on OK, so this is another window for editing or designing your map. So you have the layout menu, you can do any of this. You have the edit menu, you can do any of this. You have the view menu. So anytime you want to create a map, this is where you come to create a map. You can zoom in, zoom out, you can items, you can add items. This is where you be adding some of the maps you'll be doing. You can add map here. You can also, then we have the shortcuts, which is known as the toolbar. Here we have the layout toolbar. We also have the navigation toolbar. So we have the toolbox here. These are also toolbox. You can do any of these within this toolbox. You can just scroll around and see the name of the toolbox and see their function. So the important thing you have to do is, for any map you want to create, you have to select it from here. Make sure you select the map here. For example, I'd like to create the map of Niger state. I would like to create but I would also like to use this map here to create a map of Niger state. I can right click here and also export, or go to open file attribute. Then I can make sure I locate my Niger state here. I can locate my Niger state here. So this is Niger state. So once you can click here and hold on shift to click the whole of the Niger state completely. So I have this, I still have this. So this is the whole of Niger state. So I can close it down, so I can see that I've already selected the whole of Niger state. Then I can right click and export this as a shapefile. Save as Niger state. You can make sure you select the location you would like to put the file. You can put it as in my desktop, Niger state LGA. So you can save it here and click on OK to save it. So we have the file. So I can select this, and I can also show the name, show labeling. I can do the proper labeling. The proper labeling to this is me selecting the _2, which is the name of the local government. I can click on apply. Then you can zoom in to see the location. You can also change the color. If you want to change the color, you can change the color. You can do any of this. So the next thing I have to do is I can change this toggle to full mode back to this, so I can move to the layout. This is where you're going to design your map. So the thing you have to do here is to make sure you select the map you are trying to work on here. So once you select it, then you can work with this map here, and I can add my map here. You can add items. You can add my map here. So you can also, once you have the map, you can click on this. You can click on this move item contents to be able to move it around within this box. So you can now hold on control. You can hold on control on your keyboard and zoom in with your mouse to make a perfect shape. So once you have this way, you can adjust this. Then we can have this properly like this. Then the next thing you have to do is to add any of the features of the map to it. So you can add your title. If you can add your title, you can click on OK, add title. Make sure you select the title. Yes, then add title. We have the title being added. Then you can right click on this to show item property. Then once you show the item property, you can type your name here, map of Niger State, local government areas. So you can format the font by picking the font size, make it bold. You can increase it to 10 or to 12. Then you can just click on this. You can always click on refresh to refresh your map. You can adjust this. Click on this. You can adjust this. Click on this rather to adjust your mouse. Then we have, I can still increase this to bigger font size. Right click item property. Then you can increase it to, I can have it this way. I can have it this way. I can make it aligned, and I can choose the alignment, or I can decide to leave it this way. I can right click item property, go back, then alignment. I can make it center, so we have it this way. Then the next thing you have to do, which is very important, is to add grid to this map. So to simply add grid to this map, you can right click on the map and go to item property. So once you click on item property, you have this map. Then you can scroll down to grid. You can firstly add frame to it. You add frame, so it's showing the frame. You can add grid, then click on this to add grid and modify the grid. You can select the solid. You can give it a number. Let's see the number of grid you like to have there. I'll put it 4, or the coordinates of the x and the y. Starting with 4, I could increase it to 8, or make it more smaller to 2. So I have 2. I can have it to 1. So having 1 degree away from each other is what is okay. I can also have this one as 1. So this look perfect. So I can decide to leave it in this format, or put it in this format, or to change it here, or to use this format. I prefer this format. Then you can now change the frame. You can put it to inner tick or external tick. I prefer this way. Then you can also leave any of these as default. You can draw your coordinates, scroll down and draw your coordinates. Check this box and draw your coordinates. You can pick the coordinate format you want. I would like to put it as this, then you can also adjust your coordinate. You can put it, this is the left hand side, you can put it vertical ascending, and the right hand side vertical ascending. You can also edit the format of the precision. So we have 3 decimal places that you can reduce it to 0. Then you can change your font to maybe Times New Romans. You can make it bold. You can increase the font size. So we have this. You can adjust your map here. So we have this properly placed. So the next thing is to add your scale bar. You can add to add your north arrow. You can add your north arrow here. Then you can right click to item property again on each of the items to pick you can go to arrow to pick any of the arrow you prefer. I'll still go for this. So we have this, you can close it down, and we have you can refresh to make it okay to see the changes perfectly. So we can add the scale bar by clicking here. So you can right click and go to item property. You can add more. This is the scale bar. You can change the font this unit. You can change the unit label. You can increase the segment. You have 2 segments here. You can increase it to, let's set this into, then you can adjust this. You can change the appearance, which are the font. For this, you can go to font and put it to Times New Roman. You can have Times New Roman. Then we can make it bold, put it at 10. Then we can adjust this. We have this. You can click on refresh to make it sharp. So the next thing is to click on the legend. You can add the legend. You can add the legend by clicking here to add the legend. So once you add the legend, you have several legends of the map. You can right click and go to item properties of the legend, and you can click on this to format the legend. You can delete this by click and delete this, select this and delete, select this and delete, select this and delete, select this and delete. So I like to leave it this way. So you can title your legend too. You can put it like legend, or you can write key. I like to write legend. So then you can change the font by going to font and text. You can change the font of the legend. You have the Times New Roman, Times New Roman. We can make it bold. Then we can also do the formatting for the labels. So we have the Times New Roman, where you can make it, just leave it this way, and we can refresh it. So we have our legend. Okay. So then next thing we have to do is to export this map. So once you are done with your map, you can export it out by going to your layout and going to export as image. You can pick your location. You can now pick your formatting, maybe page. You can then click on save. You can open file while saving, or you can increase the resolution and click on save. So we have our map here now. You can view your map. This is the map of the study area. So you can simply click and like this video. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you so you can close down.